Hello and welcome. You can't see Dylan at all. It's 2023. We're all here. We're all healthy, and we're happy to be here.
Define healthy.
Oh well,
Are we talking
I'm
about
healthy.
mental problems?
Okay.
We're talking about
Way to fucking
Physical.
immediately ruin something that was
unhealed
on the
childhood
rise.
trauma.
People don't watch for childhood trauma. They watch for adult trauma. It's just turned into a WWE SmackDown and just start throwing people to the ground.
Adult trauma is just wrestling.
Yeah. Kayfabe, absolutely.
That kind of sounds like it.
Gentlemen, how we doing? Happy New Year.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to be here because it is 2023. It's
been almost a month.
It's been almost a month.
Yeah.
And I was missing it. We were about to do a virtual episode today. Some extraneous weather, but we're
We
here.
decided that we ain't no
Our
bitch.
viewers come first.
Yeah.
Our viewers come first. And we have to do it.
Rain, wind, hurricane. We'll be here.
Yep. A little bit of snow? No. we won't. Hurricane, though? We'll be
Rain or
here.
shine. All right.
Tornado?
We might come.
There could be a death in my family, and I will be here.
Depends on how far of the family, like 2, 3, third cousin, fourth cousin. Yeah. Anyway, what's a weird
We should do a
kickoff to the
tier
new year?
list on the important family members.
Family members.
Boy, that would get spicy. And then we like send it to our family to review. Be like, what do you think of the tier list?
All casual. Why does it say I'm a D tier relative? What does that mean?
Well, Mom.
Yeah, well, Mom. Remember that one time?
He didn't give me that toy that I wanted.
Well, we are brought here today to get excited for 2023's release schedule. We have let me actually pull it up here on the second monitor.
I
so
thought you were
everybody
going to
can
say
enjoy.
we're brought here by a sponsor. I was really surprised.
Yes.
You didn't tell me this.
It is sponsored by my wife, who allows us to record in one of our bedrooms. So, 2023, on its face level, I mean, I know we've seen the highlights of the big games coming out. Is this a big year that really you guys are excited for? You think, wow, it's got a heavy release slate, or is this sort of a year off?
It kind of feels like right now, until we get more announcements, maybe a year off.
That's how we felt last year too,
Yeah.
which was kind of true to an extent. We only got we're talking 3 major releases, which I don't know. Is that more common now to just get not as many releases?
Well,
per
and I feel
year,
like
or-
they hold them off announcing them till closer to release now.
which
Maybe some of them.
maybe they learned from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, like
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't know what month they might come out, but they say the year, right?
not always.
Give me an example of like a game that
Wolverine.
we don't know until all of a sudden, bam.
Wolverine by Insomniac.
Okay.
All we got was a teaser, and that's been it.
Yeah, is that supposed to come out this year?
No, we don't know.
No idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then when they do announce, it's probably going to be a year away, though.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think that stuff's just
Could be.
too.
Or
It
they're
could be
like
next month.
Hey, I'm all for them.
doing
flipping. I'm all for it.
the Bethesda with Fallout 4, though coming out in 4 months.
Wasn't it next month?
Titanfall or next month? Yeah,
Yeah.
Titanfall was coming out now.
Yeah.
or when,
Apex-
not,
that was
not
Apex
Titanfall,
Legends.
Apex. Yeah.
Apex Legend was like, and it will be available immediately. And it's like, wait, you just say immediately?
This is a
Something.
joke.
Yeah, it was literally ready to be downloaded. It was cool. So, love to see some shift in that. We've talked about that at nauseum. Anything here for the January slate that just gets your willy hard?
Yes. Dead Space remake.
So that's the one that I had flagged here as well.
And it's a remake too.
Mm-hmm.
Are you,
It's not even I mean, it'll be good. Don't get me wrong, but
I was severely disappointed with Callisto Protocol, and I'm just itching for a good space horror game.
Callisto kind of fell on its face, huh?
Yeah.
Way to cap the year off, with a
And,
bad release.
The original creator, Dead Space, I guess he was just created, I don't know what part of it, but not the good part.
Well, what was it for you? Because I guess we really didn't get into it on the podcast. For you, it was. Well, we got
into it a little bit.
Something Cool Gaming in the chat. What's up, my man?
What's that?
What was it? Was it the combat system for you? What was going on?
Yeah, it was the combat, and it wasn't fun to play. and like the gameplay cycle wasn't fun. Like even Dead Space, I understand a horror game's supposed to be hard because that makes it scary, right? You know, limited resources. But when it's just annoying, that's different. Like Alien Isolation is fun. It's hard because you have to hide, but that's
the mechanic.
It's still fun,
Yeah.
right? And it just was not fun for
Yeah.
me.
They did the mechanic of like difficult gameplay, but like it was because it was poor, not because it was
Yeah.
designed properly.
Yeah, like
it looked
from
clunky.
Soft. It's, you know, difficult gameplay, but it's difficult because of how complex it is. Once you learn it, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
But it's difficult.
Difficult
because-
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, because they want you to be scared.
You think 2023 is when we see a DLC for Elden Ring?
Maybe.
Who knows? I hope.
Games I feel like have longer lifespans now than they used to. Like not multiplayer, but like single player games. Like they just
Because
seem
of
to
the modding community, or
well, modding community, but also just support just seems to be more prolonged than it used to be. Back in the day, games release at launch. Pretty much that's it. No updates, and then you might get a DLC 4 months after launch, and then you're done. Now people are trying to. I feel like single player games are like they're constantly updating, and they're like throwing in a DLC sometimes a year, 2 years later, maybe as a strategy to get new people in
To re-up you.
to re-up sales and all that. But I've just noticed pretty much since like 2015 that's become more common for DLCs to sometimes release 2 years after launch.
Well, see, and I wonder, though, how much of that is it just takes longer to make them now because they have to be bigger, maybe.
People expect more now
Yeah.
than they used to. Back in the day, like you could slap
Horse
on,
armor.
yeah, you could slap on like a 30-minute mission and charge $10 for it.
Javik
Yeah,
is like a 5-minute mission. Well,
he's a whole character.
there's a whole
but
character, but it's like 5 minutes.
He was
Yeah.
like $5 at launch,
Yeah.
something like that.
imagine not getting that.
Javik is the shitty thing about that. Don't get me wrong, I love Mass Effect, but the shitty thing about that is he's so clearly intended to be a part of the main game that it's like they just went in and they were like, all right, Rex is now paid DLC. You
Yeah.
gotta pay for him. Javik is so crucial to that story that it's funny to think that at one
That's
point in time
awkward.
you had to pay for that.
Yeah, that's
You
awkward.
know, obviously that wasn't the case with Legendary Edition, but
What about
Forspoken. You guys heard of that one?
Yeah, I
That's
played
like the
the-
first one on Unreal Engine.
I played the demo. It was pretty fun actually. Gameplay was weird. It took a while to get used to.
Am I right? Is that the first one releasing on that's like Unreal Engine 5?
Well, I mean, Fortnite
Four?
already
Oh, yeah.
is already released.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. So it's going to be one of the first titles to actually use
Yeah.
Unreal
Yeah.
5. Wow.
I remember when they first announced Unreal Engine, they showed this game to like show like, oh, this game is being developed.
This was on my list for most anticipated last year when we had this episode.
So how was the demo,
Forspoken.
Kyle?
Because it was supposed to come out in like April of last year and it's just been
Holy
delayed this
shit.
long. Demo was fun. Okay, so there's some pluses and there's some minuses. One, the gameplay, it works well, but it's very foreign to any type of third person like role playing game type action that I've played. And I think maybe it's because I was coming hot off of like an Elden Ring playthrough that like it didn't feel quite right to me. Graphics is just, top notch for sure. It's way up there with some of the best games. It looks really good. It does seem like it's going to be a very cheesy story. Like there's this like whole, it's almost like a meme. Like she's like talking about, so let me get this straight. One day I'm walking through and it's just my normal life. Next thing you know, I'm fighting dinosaurs. Like, and it's like, it's like that. And it's like that meme where like something crazy's happening and then like time freezes. And it's like, you're probably wondering how I got here.
I was gonna say
That's what the
exactly
game
that.
is like.
I'm almost imagining like in the writer room, they're like, fuck, we need to think of a way to start this game. I
So
know
is,
how.
Is Square Enix maybe falling off a little?
I don't know if they've fallen off a little. They're just well, no, I don't think there's been anything really to say they've fallen off. I think really what the problem was is like I said, I just finished. Not only did I finish an Elden Ring playthrough, I quickly did another Bloodborne playthrough too. And so when I started playing this, it's so different from that it was kind of throwing me off.
So what kind of like is it magic?
Yeah, well, it's like melee magic, but like she's got like you have to look it up, or you could play it for free right now if you have the PlayStation Premium. You can just play the demo at any time. But it's definitely like kind of your stereotypical like third person RPG action type gameplay.
What about Monster Hunter Rise? Now, is this a DLC?
I think it's a whole new game.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And you guys both played the Monster Hunter series, right?
I always try to get into it. I think it's the same reason I can't get into Horizon. There's something about that loop my brain can only handle it for a little bit, and then I get bored.
I played Monster Hunter World recently. I got into it for a little bit, but you want to know the one reason that I couldn't do it anymore was the voice acting. Like it wasn't mapped to the.
Well, it's dubbed because it's
dubbed because
originally
it's Japanese. But it just was like, I don't know. Normally I can handle it, but for some reason it just felt really weird in that game. And so that threw me off. And then the gameplay is not bad, but it just, to me, it felt like it was going to be a real hill to climb to get to a point where everyone else was in the game, and it just wasn't something I wanted to devote time to.
This is not available on PC, or is it?
It doesn't look like
I
it.
guess not.
Just kind of weird, but I feel like Monster Hunter is at some levels on PC, but it always is like on the surface. I feel like it's a game that I would really enjoy. I just never really pulled the trigger on it. I don't know why. Because on the surface, I feel like that's kind of a cool game.
I think it'd be funnest, personally for me, with friends.
It's just like Guild Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's all you need to say.
Just like Guild Wars, Billy. But I think it would be funnest with friends. I think, I mean, every time I've tried to play it solo, I kind of get bored because of how much there is to do. And part of it is RNG, and I just don't like that. Like, so say if you want this
part
armor,
of the combat is RNG.
No, part of the loot. And so like, because a lot of it is like crafting your own weapons and armor right off of these monsters you kill. Well, say you want to build this specific armor and it requires this piece from this monster. Well, you might have to do that mission like 60 times because you have to collect a certain piece of the monster that might have like a 0.1% drop rate or something like that. And I hate that.
I guess it's coming to, courtesy of Something Cool Gaming, it's coming to Game Pass, potentially.
Oh, okay.
So
I might
it does
check it
look
out.
like some of the earlier games ultimately released on PC on the platform, but
They had a
not
whole
initially.
Witcher DLC on Monster Hunter. You could play as Geralt, and there's a whole Geralt mission.
Hunting
that's
monsters.
wild.
Yeah, and there was a trailer that was just like hunting monsters. I know a thing or two about that. And like
Yeah.
it was actually the licensed CD Projekt Red Witcher was in a DLC for Monster Hunter. That was when Geralt was just randomly making appearances in all games. 'cause
Fortnite.
He was in Fortnite, and then he randomly was in Soul Calibur
Yeah.
as well. Like Geralt was on top of the world. He was just making appearances in all
That's
these different
wild.
games. But yeah,
Illuminati,
Kulinati.
Inkulinati, like Illuminati, Inkulinati.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
You're not
probably
excited?
not worth our time.
No.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay,
I'm excited for that one, but have you guys heard the current internet like
don't pop me
discourse
Don't
around
pop
it?
me yet.
No. It's nothing with the game.
yet. Oh,
Is it because of how the J.K.
The-
Rowling
yeah,
has
so
been
gaming, our gaming circle jerk is like anybody who posts that they're gonna get the game, they ban.
r/gaming
Yeah.
circle, not our gaming
yeah,
circle.
r/gaming circle.
be
jerk.
clear.
Yeah, I just want to lay that out.
Yeah, from Reddit.
Reddit, Reddit.
They're like banning people who say they're gonna buy the game, and like
Oh,
they're saying that if you
God.
buy it, you
are supporting J.K. Rowling.
I don't
Yeah,
believe these people actually
and-
exist. I think
no,
they're
I'm
just bots.
I'm serious. It's
It's
weird.
bots. It's Russian bots infiltrating.
But I'm excited for it personally. I don't care what they're saying. You
I
know.
think it'll be
It looks
fun.
like a lot of fun. It actually looks like
We're gonna get banned.
is it technically open world?
It is open world. I
So-
think it's all of Hogwarts and like the surrounding villages and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like a really fun like exploratory game. Like I showed my wife this.
Is
and
there romance options?
Well,
I
they're
guarantee
they're
it.
under 18, so it's gonna be. It's definitely not like CD Projekt Red
Hey,
romance options.
Persona, they do it.
You have the option just age really quick, and then you can go into 18 in one day.
Age upus.
Age up. It's like a cast it on yourself.
I do know that it's going to be very like a world influencer game. Like you can become like an evil dark lord, or you can become like a hero.
So almost kind of like Shadow Mortar in the sense that you have direct influence on like the map.
I think so.
Control
I don't know
zones and
much
stuff.
about the story of it. I know that it takes place like in 1899, so it doesn't fuck with like the canon. It takes place like 100 years before Harry Potter. And then like you start off like a little bit older and you get sorted into your house, and then from there like you like there's stuff that you can do to either become like a new dark wizard or
Yeah.
become like a hero. And
Looks like there's different armor sets just from the trailer that we've seen so far, where you can kind of customize your character. It would be cool if you could customize different abilities, like you can lock certain spells and like actually create your own build instead of it just having like basic move sets and basic attack chains, like big attack, light attack, and that's you know what you have. I feel like the flexibility of this game could be really, really cool. Like you could ride the bird. I don't remember the name of that bird, but you could ride the bird. You could do
Buckbeak.
the buckbeak.
It's
you
not
could
Buckbeak.
ride.
Yeah,
It's not.
hippogriff.
Oh,
Buckbeak is the name of that.
of that
hippogriff.
specific one.
Oh, okay. And then you ride the broom, the magic broom, or whatever it's called. What is that called?
A broom.
Broom. And then,
I don't think they have a special name for it. I think it's just,
the
like-
something 8,000.
well, that's like the version of the broom. They just call it like a Quidditch broom, but
yeah.
it's like, oh my god, it's the Nimbus 2000.
Nimbus, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I watched the series. But it looks like a lighthearted, like fun exploration game where I really hope you have the diversity to create your own character, because I think this would be a fun game for my wife and I to sort of play together. I think
I think
that's-
if you like Harry Potter and you like the world of that, then it's worth checking out for sure.
It says no word on whether or not the game includes romance options.
ban.
15-year-old kids.
Not worth it, man. I think you like play because in the Wizarding world, you're an adult at 17, and I think the game takes course like you're 15, 16, 17,
Oh,
and then like it ends when you're like an adult. I think.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
But
what I want to know is how do they do the house test? Do you
I
get
have
to
no idea.
choose?
Do you think it's like the Pottermore thing where you just answer these questions?
No,
and then
I would
it sorts
imagine
you?
in your character creation, you can answer certain questions, and then your house is revealed
Based
to you
on,
at the
yeah.
end of your character creation.
It really comes down to Gryffindor is like brave,
Mm-hmm.
Slytherin is cunning, Ravenclaw is intelligent, and Hufflepuff is like noble or modest. I don't know, but
Humble.
humble
I think humble,
maybe.
maybe. Well, yeah, I'm excited for that one though. What about Atomic Heart? You guys seen the trailer for that one? It kind of looks like a BioShock type. I'm not that excited, honest.
No. I honestly I'm just done with shooters right now. I really am. I'm over. I feel like it's too saturated. There's only so much you can do, because it's like, if you think about the setting, it has to be a more modern setting, and then like the gameplay is then restricted from that, right? Like you're going to be doing some running and gunning most of the game, right? And it's just, I am just too saturated on shooters, to be honest. Unless it's a competitive game, and that's that. Ugh, no thanks. I guess Something Cool
yeah.
Gaming is super hyped for Atomic Heart.
Have you seen it all, Kyle?
I don't know anything about it to be one way or the other.
I think it's kind of like BioShock esque,
okay.
but not 100%.
It almost
sure.
like I just looking at the cover, I almost got like a Wolfenstein vibe from it.
It is. It's kind of like that in the aspect that it's another universe where I think Russia won the Cold War.
It's one of those. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Focus Entertainment's like previous games that they've made.
Is it
and
a Plague Tale?
That just got nominated for
Nommed.
I was gonna change the word halfway through and I ended up just like making a new one.
Yeah, a lot of games that I don't necessarily recognize. It looks like maybe
They
even
used
some
to be
mobile-
like a kind of a smaller developer, but then they got put on the map with the Plague Tale, and that game just got nominated for Game of the Year. But kind of it's kind of how CD Projekt was, as well as Spiders is starting to slowly get out of that B level range. Their last 2 games have been received pretty well.
And then they made a shit ton. I mean, so this is just the publisher. Okay. Because I'm like, they have made a fuckload of games. But no, this is Focus Entertainment is just the publisher. Sorry.
The developers
Mundfish.
Munfish.
I don't know. Have you guys heard of them before?
No.
No.
Scorn? Callisto
Oh.
Protocol?
Scorn?
They did Scorn.
Wait, what?
They didn't do close.
They didn't do that. Hold on.
I don't think they did Scorn.
I don't think so either. Mundfish. I'm looking this up here.
Let's see.
Might be their first game.
No way.
Yeah.
They're based out of the Ukraine.
Well, that's tough.
Almost makes you want to support them just for that.
2017. No shit, right? 2017. It looks like they came together. Yeah. This is their first game.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's
Cool.
their first game. Mundfish. I love it.
Yeah, you guys should look it up. Oh, I mean, it looks interesting. I know it's been delayed a couple times, but
I don't know. So is it? Oh, this looks like a. This is an RPG.
yeah, and it's like I said, it's kind of looks BioShock-esque.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
I don't
like
know
superhuman
where I
abilities.
got that it was. Some articles said they're based out of Ukraine. This one says Russian, but this one said they're based out of Cyprus. So I don't really know. Don't take what I said. Support
Cool. I never.
Ukraine by buying this game. It's nothing.
Cool. I like it though. Seems interesting. I'm just saturated on shooters, but
Isn't Harry Potter technically a shooter?
not really.
It is. If you look up Deathly Hallows Part 2, the video game, they turned it into a third-person shooter.
Yeah.
And they're literally like with their wands, they're like
Yeah.
shoot. I swear.
You go behind
shitting
cover.
me.
You're
Yeah,
like,
you like go behind cover and you stand up and you're shooting. They literally turned the game into a third-person shooter.
Ew. Oh my god! Did it have like you could put on sights on your
On your
put
wand.
this,
got a
modify
red,
it.
red dot on
Extended
here,
clip.
holographic. Resident Evil Village. What is it going to come to VR? Interesting.
Yeah, VR. Which I mean,
That might see a
Resident
boost.
Evil 7 was on VR.
I heard good things about Resident Evil VR, but I don't.
Company
know
of
the
Heroes
VR.
3? Interesting. Didn't know that was still alive.
Octopath Destiny Lightfall. This is going to continue their.
Just another
Changes.
fat expansion.
Yeah. I think this one
If I
is this
just
the second Lightfall.
no.
No,
What was the one that majorly changed overhauled the whole system?
that was
Witch Queen. That's one that most recently changed the whole was Witch Queen.
yeah.
Huh. For some reason, I felt like when we got into it, a lot of the gamers were talking about Lightfall. And it
Yeah,
being,
this is new. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, March, Last of Us.
Part
TV
1
series.
PC.
Woo!
Let's go. No, I'm just.
I know
Wo
you guys were
Long.
looking forward to Wolong.
I am really looking forward to Wo Long. I think it's probably out of all the games that we've seen so far, my most excited for.
Really?
I like. I
Wow.
think the graphics look really, really good. And I'm excited to see how the combat plays. I've never played. Is Wo Long like part of a series or anything like that?
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
an
the
original.
first.
But isn't it? Is it developed by the same people that did Sifu? Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know.
I don't.
If
think
it is, I would be more excited than I am right now.
Team
Oh,
Ninja.
Team Ninja.
Team Ninja. They did the Ninja Gaiden series.
Yeah.
They have like an hour long.
Ninja Gaiden is sort of notorious for being very difficult, kind of
Mhm.
like how From Software games
But it's
are.
more arcadey than From Software.
Yeah.
Is how I would describe the combat.
I watched a like hour long like gameplay breakdown of this, and it was just like straight gameplay, and I really liked how there was like a CC or crowd control or like breaker bar, poise bar for the enemies that you could like actually monitor, so you could know when to get
Sekiro?
extra.
Yeah, you would like Sekiro.
You need to play it. It
I know
has that.
it has that mechanic, but it's in much more of like a traditional Souls type game instead of a parry system.
What?
What?
It that is made by the people who made Souls.
No, I know, but but Sekiro doesn't play like Dark Souls.
You can kind of play it like Dark Souls.
It's much more fast paced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about like literally from what I've witnessed. This plays much more traditional with like a Souls or Elden Ring or anything like that, where it's kind of you can engage on to multiple enemies, and there's like I don't know, like there's like a certain style. Sekiro to me is different enough to almost kind of fall into its own category. But that it had that mechanic in it where you can see like when to get extra aggressive, maybe when to play more defensive, and
kinda
having
how-
that information as a gamer, I think is critical, and I get excited about that.
That's kind of how Ghosts of Tsushima
Yeah.
played like too.
You
that
can
was-
see their shield meter
Really?
Yeah,
when it break.
you can see like when But I think this one is going to be obviously just that cover art alone. It's gonna be wild for sure. Like as far as like the mythology of the world and stuff, and so it'll be interesting. I'll keep my eye on it. I don't know if that's a day one just yet. I need to see a lot more for it before I'm like,
I don't know if I'm a day one guy ever.
yeah,
I may be like a day 0.5.
just
Like, or
need
1.5 or
enough to-
Like
Look, you can purchase it right there.
because that's what I did for Elden Ring, right? Like I waited for like half a day, which was funny because I could still play it before you guys.
I remember
I
you.
waited like
yeah.
half a day, and I'd seen the initial stuff, and people were like, "Oh, I haven't had any like computational issues." There was some noise on PC early on, but I was like, it doesn't seem too bad. And then I got it and played it, and obviously felt.
I remember the very first time we talked about Elden Ring on this podcast. I was like, "Holy shit, you guys, it's gonna be fucking great." You guys are both like, well, we don't know. There's not a lot going on there. And then Billy ended up getting into
I
it more
know.
than any of us.
Well, what's funny is I didn't realize that game was as anticipated as it was.
You thought it was
I'm
just
glad
me.
I got.
Just Kyle.
Yeah, definitely. Just got, I'm glad I got onto the hype train late because I would have been just.
I was on the
blue-balling for
hype
years.
train from the very beginning. And I remember even having a conversation with you, and I was like, dude, it looks amazing. Like, but what do you know about it? And I was like, it's From Software. And you're like, and what do you know? And I was like, that's all I need to know.
That's all you need to know. Well, and you had come from such a background of loving Bloodborne, so that's.
I've played every From Software
Yeah.
game. Well, not every, but like pretty much everything since Dark Souls 1, I've played multiple times all the way through.
Did Bloodborne come out and then
It was Bloodborne,
then
then
DS3?
then DS3, and then Sekiro, and then
Oh, so yeah.
and Elden Ring.
Okay. Well, I'm really. I actually have a pretty lean and mean wish list in Steam, and that is one of them that's on it.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That's probably my number one for this year.
Is it on this one? Yeah, right there.
That's gonna be. Well, I love the first one so much. It mixes all my favorite things. It's a very like.
It's just the game that Dylan described as his dream game, where you can create your own.
No, not this
No.
one. Yeah, that was gonna be the KOTOR remake. That was doomed from the beginning. But this one is very much like it's a mixture of like all the good lore of Star Wars, but Dark Souls-esque type play, but also with like some Sekiro elements because there's parrying is huge in this game. So like it's like just a sweet spot for a lot of the things that I like.
How's the parry mechanic work with? Do you bash with your lightsaber, or do you use the force to sort of? Parry?
No, you don't use the Force per se. He's decent at the Force, but he's a Jedi Guardian. They're much more saber focused than Force users.
So you parry with the lightsaber.
So you parry with the lightsaber, and it's all about timing, just
Yeah.
making sure you're getting that parry off at just the right time. And then that's the only way to expose a lot of enemies is getting that right parry and then following up. So
Is there any multiplayer aspect to this?
no, it's all single player.
And it's respawn.
Yeah, that's cool. This will be their first project in a little while. Huh?
Maybe since the first Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
When did that come out?
3 years ago. So it was. I think it was right before COVID, maybe.
Okay.
But so
Pretty
that one
cool.
that one looks good. I'm looking forward to that one as
More
well.
remakes.
Resident Evil 4 though.
You
That'll
guys
be
excited for this
interesting.
Bayonetta?
No.
I've never been a huge fan of Bayonetta.
I feel like that following is so huge.
It is pretty big, but I just couldn't get into it. It never clicked in my brain. Same with Ninja Gaiden. I don't like that arcadey combat.
Yeah.
That's like just kind of insane stuff going on screen, and you just tap and mash and combos.
That go up real quick. That Legend of Heroes, Trails of Azure. Every time I hear that, I keep thinking of Mass Effect because there's that nightclub called Azure, which is a slang word for like pussy in like Asari. She's like, it's a word to describe a body part on the Asari, and Shepard's like, where? Mainly in the lower regions. And he's like, I meant where in the body, and she's like, so did I. it's like that's like a slang word for it. And then a side note, there's an apartment complex where we live called Azure, and so I think of that every time I see
Every
it.
time.
Every time. But anyways, yeah.
Look, Crime Boss, Rockay City. I know you guys are hyped for that one.
No. Looking like April is a thin month.
Wait, wasn't Hogwarts Legacy?
Yeah,
oh,
This is
that's
for
for
PS4.
Oh, last gen.
Why are we still releasing games for last gen, man?
Because
How
a
many-
lot of people can't afford new gen.
Deal with it.
You don't get new games then.
Lame. Oh, there's a DLC for Horizon a year later.
Grimoire once more.
Grimoire. Nature
Grimoire.
Maker. Mega
None of-
Man is still doing shit. Dead Island got announced like 10 years ago. Dead Island 2. And it's still.
I did not like Dead Island 1, and I'm not excited for 2. Personally.
Oh, God,
Dead Island 1 was
God of Rock.
very disappointing.
Is that like literally
Jack
like
Black
rock and
thing?
roll? Yeah.
There it is.
Never heard any of
Nice.
these games, so
What?
I'm not just
Both those.
I'm
May's going to be
kidding.
pretty good.
Those,
kidding.
it's actually a pretty stacked year.
Yeah.
Looking at it now. Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom is.
Potentially the game of all time.
Yes.
It's probably not all time, but if I were to make a prediction without knowing anything about these games, that's probably going to be what's going to win it.
Win game of the year.
Yeah.
I wonder. I'm just excited to see if they innovate and how on the formula, because it was such a good formula.
It would be disappointing if it was like the same thing.
Yeah.
you know,
If
like,
it's just like a DLC.
yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to come to PC. so
Kevin Conroy's potentially
Probably.
last ever
Suicide Squad.
appearance.
It's
you guys
Batman.
didn't pick up on my joke.
You're just waiting for it to come to what? PC?
PC.
That'll never
Yeah,
happen.
Never.
Gonna wait a long time.
Mario Odyssey releases on PC tomorrow. So like, what?
That would be crazy, dude.
Billy, you should look up the Suicide Squad. Have they said anything about cross-platform? Because it's multiplayer and it's more than 2 players, like Gotham Knights.
And it's
You
Rocksteady.
sure?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying look up, see
I
if they've
know,
said
I
anything
know.
about crossplay, because that would be really fun to play.
That would be a fun game to play, actually. It is not. Is that what that said? For example, a game of crossplay seems that Suicide will only be available on the PS4 and Xbox One.
No, it won't.
Yeah, no, it's
This is
not.
an old article.
I don't
Oh,
know.
almost over a month old.
Old.
This is an old
Doesn't
article.
look like anything's jumping out at my face here.
Is crossplay available according
There's
to
no way
Reddit?
for us to know at the time. 2 years ago. What about now? Damn it!
Holy shit! This game was announced 2 years ago.
Yeah.
If you're putting out a game in 2023, is there any way you can't be crossplay?
You
no
should
way,
be.
right? There's no way.
So
There's literally Elden Ring.
yeah, Gotham
Not
Knights.
crossplay.
Yeah, but Elden Ring is from Software, who
Notorious for not giving a shit
Notorious
about
for just
their
like-
multiplayer.
we're gonna do us, and then you can all like it or not. We don't fucking care. You want a DLC? Fuck it. Get it in 6 years. You know, it's like any other game would be like, we got money to make. Let's go, and they're just like.
They're
You
like
guys even at the announcement of the Game Awards, they're like, we're really encouraged. Like, obviously we won this shit, so maybe we'll think about making this. Like, what the fuck?
Their whole thing is like, we just made so much money in Elden Ring. What do we do now? Announce Armored Core.
Yeah.
Totally different game.
It's like, what? Okay.
So if this is cross-platform, who would you guys want to be out of those 4?
Shark Man.
So who's that? We got Deadshot,
Yeah.
Harley Quinn,
Boomerang.
King Shark, and Boomerang.
What's Boomerang?
I know that you want Deadshot. I can
I'm
Deadshot
not
or the
a
shark?
I'm not a sniper guy.
King
so-
Shark. I wouldn't mind Harley Quinn or I'd be okay with either. I'd take whoever you guys didn't want.
What's Boomerang?
He's
Captain
Captain Boomerang.
Boomerang.
He
Yeah.
throws a boomerang.
Okay, well,
And
that
it always
fucking
comes
sucks.
back.
Yeah.
Wow.
They killed him off in the most recent
Yeah.
Suicide Squad movie.
He's a villain
Then I'd
of
probably
the
be
Flash.
shark. The shark looks like a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost what?
You know the Flash?
Yeah.
That's his villain, is Captain Boomerang.
So he just throws a boomerang and it finally finds his way to hit the Flash.
No, it's more of a joke
Yeah.
than anything.
Whatever.
I have no idea why he's one they chose to
Yeah.
be one of the 4, but
Could be fun if it is crossplay and if you can actually play all 4.
You can. I think they've said it's actually 4-player.
Imagine that.
4 characters, 2 players.
Gotham Knights.
Final Fantasy 16.
That one I am looking forward to. After they showed that trailer, has kaiju battles.
Yep.
I'm sold. That's all he had to say.
It's such a daunting thing to get in. Diablo 4 after that trailer. Fuck yeah.
I know that was like your favorite.
Dude, I had to cut Kyle off.
When you said this was the greatest trailer of
Dude,
all time.
It was so intense, dude.
And you just completely. I remember that stream. You
We're like-
completely jumped over Kyle.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Totally shit on everything he stood for.
I was talking about my beliefs.
Bro, have you seen Diablo?
But yeah, I think Diablo looks fun too. Did you guys ever play any of the old ones?
No.
I played Diablo, well, not the old ones, but I played Diablo 3, and then I also watched a lot of Diablo 2, but like my dad would not let me play it, but I could watch him play it. So
What about the mobile game?
I don't have fun.
Immortal. Is it Mortal?
Huh?
Is it Immortal?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah,
it's called?
Diablo Immortal. But have you guys seen some of the actual gameplay for 4?
I don't think so, no.
It looks pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks very dark, and I'm interested enough to see. I want to see more on it, and I want to see what classes there are. Because I did play a little bit, and it's really fun to play with friends. But I heard the one. I think I played 3, and from what I've read online, that one wasn't as good as like 2 or something like that. So,
Do you like Blizzard as a developer?
no,
Not particularly.
not after recent events.
No?
No.
What recent events?
Well, there's a whole
I'd like
Overwatch
to
thing, and
elaborate.
then the sexual harassment part,
Oh,
What?
and then
What
Damn
are you
it!
talking about?
That's
Don't-
part of my identity.
Don't ruin Blizzard for me, you son of a bitch.
so
Another Hogwarts release.
On the Switch.
on the Switch.
Woo!
Okay, if they're like literally coming out like a month after each other, like
It's
why are we
ready.
waiting?
how
It's
is
a
it coming out
strategy.
on a Switch?
What?
That game looks like big.
Yeah,
It's gonna look
it's
like
coming out
crap.
on the PS4.
Well, I
bro.
guess Witcher came out on the Switch.
The Switch, honestly, isn't even as powerful as a PS4, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think so?
Oh,
No.
I know so.
Really?
Yeah, pull up the specs after this.
You think a Switch is? They
Well,
came
I
out
just
the
kn-
same generation.
Did they?
Yeah.
I thought the Switch was like 5 years newer than the PS4.
It's not the same year, but it's still part of the same generation.
Yeah.
And I know it's way smaller, but I just figured like 5 years of improvements. I don't know. I don't know the Legend of Heroes.
I haven't watched, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed pretty much since 3, but this one is interesting.
I
think.
always say I'm not gonna play the next one, and then I play the next one,
I haven't played
and
any
I
of
beat
them.
it. They've been okay.
You beat Valhalla?
Yeah.
Damn.
The
I didn't even play it.
yeah.
Yeah.
The past Assassin's Creed, you might actually like it, Kyle. They took they looked at The Witcher 3 and they're like, yes. And that's it.
But that's not what I want out
I
of my
know.
Assassin's Creed. This one's supposed to take it back to its roots.
They say that every fucking
They
time.
didn't say that with Valhalla.
They did.
They don't even have like free running in that game, and it's just
I know.
Here's 5 million things to do, but none of them really matter.
So I'm hesitant, but then of course when I see it and I see the gameplay, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, you know, I might get that.
I haven't felt excited about Assassin's Creed games since probably Assassin's Creed 3.
Black Flag
Is the last time-
I was excited.
That was the last time I was like, oh man, this is especially Assassin's Creed 3, the trailer when
Connor?
Connor's taking out all the red coats and the
On the
like
battlefield.
Patriot style.
Oh.
I
That's-
remember being hyped for that.
See, and I don't get why they changed it. I know there was some people that said the combat was too easy, but to me,
It was just right
it was perfect
for what it was.
You're supposed to be a badass assassin. I want to see me do badass, cool kills,
Yeah.
you know? But then, no, I guess the rest of the internet didn't think so.
Assassin's Creed Unity, I guess, had the best like parkour.
I can't agree with that. It was really detailed, really cool.
I never bought it because of all the horror stories of
Oh.
it stayed at launch.
Yeah. But it did have really good free running. And then they decided free running was second, third priority.
Yep.
What'd you find out, Billy?
It's a shame.
It looks like the Switch is roughly 15 to 20% less powerful than the PS4.
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure the articles are talking about base PS4 because the one
Not
they
PS4
included the
Pro.
PS4 Pro, and it like I guess the PS4 Pro is like 4 times as powerful as the base PS4.
Yeah.
So that's pretty insane to me. Or
People
2
call
to 4
that
times.
it was more powerful enough that I remember when at launch they're like, they should have just made this a PS5. Like when it
Wow.
first came out, yeah.
Well, because but there's the generational. The consoles have a long
Yeah.
like lifespan. It's actually quite impressive for like the value of consoles is pretty insane to be
Mhm.
honest. Like how long like if you bought a PS4, when did that come out? How many times did we have to
2013?
13, something like that, 14, I think. Like you're still having like Hogwarts Legacy is still releasing on that. Today.
Yeah.
Like 8 years of like where you can still play it and it's designed around that hardware so you know it's going to play well or at least well enough to have an experience on it. On a PC, there is no such guarantees.
No.
Like it doesn't know what hardware you have. You have to then go in and tune it. And there's something that's so degrading about like low. Like
Yeah.
you feel like such a
Low quality.
piece of shit. You're like, it's like auto detect, lowest, highest performance, lowest presets. You're like, oh fuck, time to upgrade. Versus if you just have the PS4, like you never see that. You don't know it's capped at 30 frames unless you're
You
really
can hear
trying to pay attention.
Starts to take off like a jet engine.
And
then to be announced.
Well, I mean, I think we have the rest of the year,
Aliens, Dark. Whoa, hey, hey.
but- and that's the episode. No, I'm just kidding. Holy shit! So none of these are coming out this year.
Spice Wars.
Well, they might be.
No, they're not.
Armored Core, Fires of Rubicon.
Alan Wake.
Yes.
Did
good
you like the
series.
first one?
Loved it.
Yeah.
I read
Dunkey just did a whole thing on it. and
I
he
read
loved
the
it.
book. They did when they make books out of the games. Book was amazing.
Wow.
People are hella hyped for Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, and I don't get it.
Arc 2 is finally
it's the
here.
same with the movie.
I'm irrationally upset that that movie has made as much money as it has.
Have
I'm
any
like,
of you seen it yet?
I
No.
have.
Have you?
I did.
In theaters?
I did.
Worth
And
it?
I'm not going to lie. Well, okay. Quick little synopsis. Visually, it's once again just phenomenal. It's very impressive. Story-wise, it's not anything special. It's not like it was written same as the first movie. It's very fun, pretty to look at, and it's probably worth seeing in the big screen IMAX just so you can get that full experience. But other than being like good at hitting the right emotional tugs, it's really actually not that like well written. It's pretty average. I might get a lot of hate because again, the
Well-
internet community is just in love with this film.
I've
but
heard people say that's why it did so well is because it's just an easy movie. Is what they say. It's an easy movie. You know, you don't need a lot of brain power. You don't have to think
I think
What
about
the
it.
fuck does that even mean?
It's an easy movie, Billy.
That doesn't even make sense.
you don't need brain
dude.
power. You just enjoy it.
yeah, you just sit down.
People
buckle
could
up.
argue that about some Marvel films too, I guess. But
You know what bothers me is like when people always back into a narrative as to why something is successful and they marry it to whatever it is, and it like they act like that's the reason. You know what I mean? Like oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an easy thing to, and it kind of comes off, and you're like, oh yeah, I agree. That's all good. Yeah. And then it's just like, if you think about it, like that's a meaningless fucking statement that you can only make after the fact. No one designed it and goes, well,
James
we're gonna
Cameron.
need $1 billion to make a movie, and this is our pitch.
It's an
It's
easy
gonna be an
movie.
easy movie. You don't have to have a lot of brain. Take all my billions. Get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, come on, man. All right, Arc 2, Vin Diesel. Let's do it big. This is not coming out. Armored Core is not coming out in the fucking
No way.
2023. No way.
Battle
Baldur's
Cakes?
Gate.
Oh
Huh?
shit, dude, Battle Cakes?
Where?
Battle Cakes.
Oh,
Battle
Oh,
Cakes.
sorry.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, so this is made by Larian Studios, right? They're the ones that are posting
Very
it.
huge in the
Divinity
PC
Original Sin.
community. So
I don't like it. From what I've seen, I will like it less than what I saw in Divinity Original Sin. Unfortunately, there's a little less. It's much more of a traditional turn-based combat system, and I like the setup that Divinity Original Sin offers you, like in terms of guidance. This one felt like you have to do. It's almost like way more D&D, like way more D&D, a lot more effort. And I'm like, I don't really. I kind of want to be able to just go and build a skill bar and go. You know, at least that's what if I recall.
I just
from
want
my
it to be
initial-
easy. I don't want to
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
Just
I
the
just want it
same
to be
thing.
easy. I want.
There's certain
No
games
brain.
that I look at and I'm like, that's going to be way too hard to get into.
Yeah, and this is one of those games for sure. I might be wrong, but I don't think I'll be checking that out. Although this has been teased to be coming out for a long time,
Bomb Rush, Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
bro. Just wait. I Am Jesus Christ 2 is coming out. Botany
second one?
Manor.
Warzone Mobile.
Wow.
Wow.
Nope.
Coffee
Company
Talk
Heroes.
Episode 2. Hibiscus and Butterfly. Cyber Knights.
Dreamlight Valley.
I've heard about that one.
It's
Isn't
already
it like
out.
Stardew Valley?
That's already out.
Yeah. Maybe coming to next gen or something.
It's
or-
more.
maybe.
It's less like
No.
Stardew Valley, and it's more like Animal Crossing.
Oh.
Yeah,
I like how they just named it Dreamlight Valley.
that's definitely already out.
yeah.
Actually,
Hmm.
is it? Maybe it's still considered beta or something.
Maybe still early access.
Like, cause I almost bought it for my wife the other day, and my friend plays it all the time.
EA Sports PG.
And my friend is Dylan.
Yeah.
And Dylan plays it all the time.
I don't know if it's out yet.
Everywhere and nowhere.
XO1.
I think that one's already out. It's on the Xbox though, Game Pass.
Okay.
I'm just gonna scroll through your call out ones that you
Okay,
guys are
keep going.
personally excited for. GTA the trilogy. Okay.
The definitive edition. Oh, it's on Android.
Hollow Knight kind of hyped for, although they've said it's coming out
Jesus Christ!
for a
it's
long
still...
time. I Am Jesus Christ. One day we'll get
Wow.
it. One day. Kerbal
Didn't-
Space Program. Ooh,
2? Didn't that come out already too?
no.
Kerbal Space Program 2? I thought it did.
It was announced. I don't think it's out yet.
Did you guys ever play the first one?
Yes.
How fun was that, you
It
know?
was a lot of fun.
I loved it.
February 2023, I guess.
I thought that came out already.
Wow.
They released like a trailer for it. Maybe that's what you guys. are
We
thinking
definitely
of.
watched
We
that.
might have seen it on last year's list when we were doing this.
Yeah, so much shit gets pumped. Next. Punted.
I know we've been hyping up I Am Jesus Christ for several years now.
One,
One
of
day
these
it'll come
days.
out.
I think they just keep it on the list because it's hilarious.
Lies of P.
Marvel Snap on PC.
Oh.
See, Spider-Man 2.
How do you think that'll go on PC? You
Probably
think it's
same
enough
as
to,
Hearthstone.
Yeah. You think it'll have a kind of that kind of following?
Yeah.
Metal Slug is Tactics. Is it still a side scroller?
Probably. Spider-Man 2, though.
Yeah.
I am... Oh, my God. You didn't
Sorry.
even play the first
I
one.
didn't play any of them.
Yeah. Bastard.
Therefore, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's what I can.
Payday 3, baby.
Nah. Planet of Lana.
Proto Corgi.
Paparazzi.
Redfall.
Okay.
Kinda
Okay, that
looking-
might be all right.
Did you guys hear
Redfall.
what they said about it recently?
Hit me.
So they said that it's not going to be like Left 4 Dead. Instead, it's closer to Far Cry.
So this is
but like multiplayer?
I don't know. That's what that's all I heard was it's closer to Far Cry.
So this is Something Cool Gaming's like most anticipated title for this
I'm
year.
excited for it. We
thought
don't have
it
enough
was-
vampire killing games.
I thought it was like Left 4 Dead vampires. is what
I did
thought.
too, but I guess they because everybody was saying that. I guess they came out and said no, it's more like Far Cry.
Far Cry is a weird thing to compare
I know.
to, so we'll see. Sifu must
But
not
it's
have been
gonna
on
be online,
Xbox
right?
before.
No, it was PlayStation.
It was a PlayStation exclusive.
hmm
Slime Rancher.
Risk of Rain, really good game. Do you guys ever play that?
No.
Nope.
Really fun multiplayer game. We might have to play it one time.
RoboCop Rogue City actually seems like it might be interesting.
From what I understand, this Star Trek Resurgence is like the truest to like the Star Wars. Jesus Christ, the
I
Star
was
Trek,
like, what?
the Star Trek lore. I remember we had watched. Maybe it was with you guys, or maybe I watched it on my own. Like the nerds that are into the Star Trek world were like, "It's exactly a 1-for-1 scale of the Enterprise."
So
And
what-
people were just super. They were like, "Take the fucking show and give me a game."
So what is it?
I have
Like
no idea. To be honest, it looks like
RPG?
shit. I think it looks like ass.
Yeah.
Like the graphics are like 3 generations ago. But I remember people getting such a hard on because they were like, "That door is also in the show," and I'm grateful for that. And it's like, what?
Starfield?
Starfield, probably the most hyped game of the year.
Dreamlight. Sorry to go back to this, but Dreamlight Valley has been playable and released since August 23rd.
That's weird.
So I'm I'm still confused on that. What's going on?
What is going on?
Is it Disney Dreamfall Light or
Yeah.
whatever?
Dreamfall?
Dream
Disney Lightfall?
Yeah.
System Shock?
Dislightful.
Is that a remake?
Must be.
That one was what inspired BioShock. So I'll try that one if it's a remake.
Oh, Lords of the Fallen. I'm kind of hyped for that too.
That's a Lord of the Ring game, right?
Shut the fuck up.
It seems like they've
a pretty
100% reworked the first one. Like it doesn't look like the same game at all based on the trailer. That might be kind of cool.
I will be checking that one out. I
It's,
don't think it comes out this year,
It's
but
definitely a Souls-like. It was actually one of the first like really big like copycat games.
and you suck at parking.
Oh my god, have you watched the trailer for that?
No.
Hey, Valheim's coming to.
Xbox Series X?
Have you guys checked this game out?
I've seen it. I don't.
Not impressed.
No. Look, Viking, Minecraft.
There's always like 1 or 2 like indie games that pop off every year that everyone's like, we need a AAA version of this, and then yeah, we'll see
Space
how they
Marine 2.
But there we go. That's
bad.
the end.
brings us to an hour. Dylan, where can people find us?
They can find us on, obviously, YouTube, where hopefully you're watching us right now, as well as Instagram and Twitter, or any major podcast or small podcast listening platform where you can find us uploading regular episodes.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Well, folks, check us out.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.